Well, we all know what happened yesterday as the Automatons absolutely came cooking into the northwest sectors of the galaxy map, and they came in with some attitude, conducting their reclamation and not only taking back Cyberstand, but a whole lot more. Welcome to the channel, it's LtBuzzLitebeer, and enjoy this WTF happened here footage from one of these new missions where I don't know exactly what I did here, but Game Master Joel has pulled out all the stops with this major order, and it's not going well for the Helldivers. We've also got the bots hacking our transmissions with a curious message and a wild new mission type, along with a few tips on how to complete it, even on Helldive difficulty. Thank you so much for the love and support. Remember to hit subscribe and ring that notifications bell to receive my daily upload alerts, and over to the galaxy map we go to check out all the latest with Helldivers. System of failure. Starting things off is today's daily order, which is to kill 2 Annihilator tanks, and if you're anywhere near a bot mission today, you're going to see more than a few of these things. The 2 kills are spread across the squad, and you can either hit them with stratagems like the heavy-hitting orbital rail cannon and others, or, if you're feeling adventurous, get on your uber flank and hit them from the rear, and make sure to aim for the glowing vents on the backside of the turret. I actually love using the autocannon in this situation, and 3 shots to the vent will destroy one of these elites very quickly. Now over to the galaxy map, and just being honest here, but we are currently getting our collective Helldiver butts handed to us up and down this major order. Now the moment the bots came rushing in, we knew this major order was going to be a grind. 5 planets defended from 0 to 100% in 3 days was never going to be easy, but it seems we've gone from bad to worse in the last half day or so. Now checking out the Hydra sector, and by the way, am I the only one that constantly hears Hail Hydra each time you see the sector name? Let me know in the comments section. Anyways, this started off with just 1 planet, Minkent, which is basically a clone of Hellmire, so it is constantly burning from raging fire nados, and we managed to fully liberate it overnight. So at least we have 1 planet in the bag. But that has stirred up a hornet's nest, as now we have the defense campaign currently active on Minkent, which is just in its infancy, so that's going to be a bit of a grind. And now we also have a defense campaign that's just started on Vernon Wells, a neighboring planet to Minkent. And once you start looking at these FTL supply lines, you understand why this has happened and why we are in trouble. So overall, the Hydra sector was looking somewhat better yesterday, but now we've got 2 24-hour defense campaigns running in there, and spoiler alert, we haven't even gotten to the bad news yet, because once we travel upwards to the Lakai sector, this is where it all starts to fall apart. So we've got Lasath, which is about 50% liberated right now. We've also got Pinta, which is nowhere close to anything substantial. There's also Chort Bay, which is looking much the same as Lasath, so roughly 50%. Chuhei is basically no one there, and we haven't even looked at the major order timer, which is, at the time of this recording, sitting at just 46 hours to go. Then, as if all of this isn't enough, we've got the planets themselves. For instance, Chort has a double whammy combo of intense heat, which crushes our Helldiver stamina bars and adds on faster heat buildup on our weapons, and Chort also tacks on acid storms, which reduce visibility. So we can't see all that well, and you move in slow motion with 0 stamina, although those acid storms are pretty cool to see when they happen. Likewise, Chuhei has those same intense heat modifiers along with sandstorms, which not only reduce visibility, but they also add even more stamina drain, which is probably why you don't see that many divers planetside. Pinta has thick fog, which slightly reduces visibility for friend and foe, although the bots seem to be able to see right through it and locate you and your squad even when out of combat. Lasath is probably the most friendly of these 4 with extreme cold, and while it does reduce fire rate, at least the cold reduces heat buildup on our weapons, so this planet has both positive and negative attributes associated with the weather. And oh, wait a moment, because there's also the neighboring Andromeda sector and Matar Bay, which also has a 24-hour defense campaign currently ongoing. And since we covered the other planets, we might as well hit this one as well. Matar has rainstorms, which reduce visibility, and at least it isn't a negative stamina effect situation. So what do we do and where do we go from here? Which is an excellent question, right? And looking over the current liberation percentages and the time remaining, I think we can see that this major order was meant to simply overwhelm us, especially for a mid-week major order when our diver reserves are at their lowest. So here's what we need to do. First, we need to forget these liberations. They are meant to distract and to divide our forces, which is showing. We push into the Lakai sector, chasing those shiny objects, and the bots do an end around and start attacking planets behind us. Instead, we need to concentrate on Matar Bay, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering that pronunciation, and Vernon Wells. And hear me out. This has to do with holding the line. And I found this Reddit post to use as an illustration because this needs to be the Helldiver plan. If we can defend Matar and Vernon, we prevent the further spread of the bots, since they travel using supply lines, just like the Helldivers. And once we stop those travels, they can't get in further behind us and even closer sectors to Super Earth. Only once we've successfully defended Matar and Vernon can we begin to again move upwards towards Chuhei and Menkent. But the way it sits right now, with large numbers of divers hitting Chort and Lasath, we're going to gain ground in those sectors, but potentially lose a ton more ground in others because we are concentrating our forces incorrectly. Sometimes you are going to lose a battle, maybe 2, maybe 3, just as long as you win the war. And clearly, Game Master Joel wants us to feel the sting of simply being overwhelmed, kind of like the Starship Troopers did the first time they went after the bugs on Klendathu. I know, slightly different scenario there. They were going in guns blazing in an all-out assault, and here we're just defending our territory, but you get the idea. Just try to do your part for democracy on Matar and Vernon before it's too late, and we're again set back another few steps trying to chase down and get in front of this bot offensive. Next up, we need to take a look at this wild Automaton communications hack that happened earlier today. That's right, they hacked Helldivers HQ, and it hit Twitter using the official Helldiver account and was then later deleted, followed up by this odd response. The Ministry of Truth would like to dispel any rumors that Super Earth deep-range transmissions were intercepted with an illegal automaton broadcast today. CEFCOM's teams identified a minor systems fault that resulted in a quick burst of static interference. Yeah, right. Please disregard. And I say this almost every video, but the way this dev team really uses all the levers at their disposal to create this immersive narrative is just so damn cool to see, and it's very creative as well. Anyways, back to this deleted binary transmission, and when you run it through a converter, it translates to, "Where is Carl?" And you're probably like, who the hell is Carl? And there's a clue here in the official response when it says deep range transmissions, keyword there, deep. And if you take deep and Carl and you add them together, this is a Deep Rock Galactic reference where the characters are constantly referring to Carl when they kill enemy targets or use the salute command. By the way, this is trolling of the highest order, and it's just really damn wild to see. And let's finish up today with everyone's favorite new mission type, at least for now. And these evacuate high-value assets missions are pretty slick, by the way. They essentially make you feel like a tower defense warrior as swarms of bots come raging in from the skies, and you are asked to defend the area through the use of walls and gates until all the rockets have fired off. Now, even on Helldive difficulty, which I've done many times now, if you follow just a couple of basic tips, these are not only completely doable, but they're fun as well. Now, I'd personally recommend closing the 2 outer gates as quickly as possible, and then leaving the inner 2 open to allow for mobility and turret placement, and you can always close those 2 inner gates if you're just overrun. For stratagems, I like going full turrets, by the way, mortars, EMS mortars, and believe it or not, the autocannon turret, because it is S tier versus heavy bots and dropships. Also, pack something like the Quasar cannon for thinning out heavy bots and dropships before they have a chance to land. I mean, there's really nothing to this mission that's overly complex, and it's far less complicated than those TCS missions we had to run in the past versus the bugs. But let's call it here for today, because we've got some bots to stop in the name of managed democracy. Remember to hit subscribe and ring that notifications bell to receive my daily upload alerts. All my socials are found down in the video description, including an open invite link to my awesome and fast-growing Helldiver Discord community. Just click on that link and make use of our LFG areas and free voice channels, all in the name of liberty. Thank you so much to the now almost 216,000 of you legends for hitting subscribe and sticking with me. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.